the Wonderland Effect. Today, I do have a special guest, so I'm going to pass him the mic and let him get into it. If you're new here, remember to subscribe. Welcome to the podcast.
What's good with y'all? I go by the name of Demo. I'm coming out of the Bay Area, Oakland to be exact, is where my heart lies, and I'm the hottest new up-and-coming artist.
You say Oakland?
Yeah.
Is that why you asked me where I was from? That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so tis the season. It is the holiday season. So how are you feeling about the holidays?
Yeah, it's good. I like to work, so that's pretty much like the whole.
So you don't do no fun stuff during the holidays?
Shit. I feel like I already had my little fun. Like last month, I took a little trip and shit.
I know. I didn't even know you were in California. I think I told you that. I thought you were out of the country. That's why you were like, I'm here. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, pull up to the studio.
For sure.
So thank you for being here, first and foremost.
Thank you for having me on.
So I do want to start with your music career. So what influenced you to get started with music?
Just being in love with music, like ever since like a young kid. Like my mom used to like play a lot of shit, Mary J. Blige and things of that nature. So I was like always like being around her and she would sing and stuff like that, and that kind of made me want to like sing type shit. But I wasn't really on some like, oh yeah, I want to be like full like into a music artist, because I always used to play sports, and like sports was like my whole main thing. And up until like my senior year playing basketball, the season had ended, and one of my mans had hit me. He was like he had sent me one of his songs, and next thing you know, I was just like, oh, like how you make this type shit? Like, bro, you been to like a studio type shit? He was like, nah, bro, I like made the shit off my phone on this little app. I'm not gonna name the app type shit, no free promo type shit. But, yeah, he ended up sending me the app, and he was like, try that shit out. And I tried first day, and I was like, bro, I gave that shit up first day type shit. Like, nah, I'm not really fucking with that shit. But I gave it some time. I waited like a good week, not gonna lie. And I was like, you know what, bro? Like, what if you actually like are good at it? You just ain't really apply yourself, you know? And I was like, damn, try it. Next thing you know, I'm on YouTube looking for beats and shit. And I found this one little, cause I'm mainly like, around that time I was into like hella like Detroit like styles and shit like that. I was fucking with Skilla Baby, Sada Baby, goddamn, who else? T Grizzly, fucking Rio the Young OG, like all them people. And I was like finding one of them type beats, and shit, I went on that motherfucking, did my little song, sent it to all my mans and shit. It was like, bro, you could really like do something with this shit. And ever since then, it's been up from there.
I love that. So that was your what if this really works out for me moment?
Yeah.
I love that. So when it comes to picking people that are around you, since it sounds like they're pretty supportive, like I know you had to have some moments where it's like people you thought would be down for you that you had to like cut. How does that feel like going into the transition that you made? Because you only been in this for a year, right?
Only a year.
So you've had like a big transition in this last year. So how has that been for you overall?
The transition into like being a whole music artist and everything like that, it's not easy. As like most motherfuckers like make it seem like it. You could be like you drop one song and next thing you know you blow up type shit. But being somebody who really like want to stay down and like make good music for people and shit, and actually care about the music that they drop, it's gonna take a little time, especially if you like living honest type shit. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really like pay no mind to people who like said they was fucking with me, and then now all of a sudden like y'all being fake and shit. Like it's kind of fuck them, but like I'm still doing what I gotta do.
That kind of comes with the territory though, because I feel like even with my own platform, it's kind of hard to tell who really fucks with you and who's just fucking with you for the ride. Like it really is a thing, because some people will bet on you trying to see if you really gonna see it through, but a part of that, they don't really understand the discipline it takes to be in any kind of entertainment field. Sure. Like, do you think that your experience with basketball helps you with the discipline for music?
It really do. Because in basketball, you literally got to just stay at it 24/7 like you do with anything else that you do if you want to succeed in it. So even with like basketball and everything like that, I wanted that to really be like my main, like, you feel me? But shit, sometimes you just got to be realistic if something don't work out, you know? Yeah. So shit, I like to stay persistent in anything I do. You know, I'm not really like I fuck with music, but let me just bullshit and
Yeah, no,
Just
it goes all in.
Yeah.
So when are you gonna drop some visuals? Because I went and stalked your YouTube and you don't got no visuals.
Well, I don't know. At the moment, it's just been seeming like I like really want to make sure everything that I post visualized and everything like that is more
Together.
perfect and together and everything like that. Like I don't want it to just make it seem like, oh yeah, I just put some lit shit together and y'all just
Here
take
you go.
here nigga damn. Like
No.
I gotta make sure everything's straight.
I think that's smart because you want to have a solid foundation, and that's what a lot of people lack. Like they go straight to the flashiness and the spending the money and the girls and stuff like that. They don't really take the process part.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that is due to your athleticism. Like people who have the tendency to be either a part of a team or an athlete,
yeah,
they have more discipline and they understand the importance of training.
Yeah.
Like building that foundation overall.
Right.
So I listened to some of your songs, and I gotta say, like, for how old are you?
19.
For 19, you have a lot of heartbreaks going on, and I just gotta ask, like, what is going on? Like, are these girls really out here doing you like this? Are you really out here doing these girls like this? This is crazy. I need the tea. We gotta know. I gotta know. Like, what influences these songs when you're in there making it?
Shit, just a lot of just being in love at a young age when I'm really not supposed to be, shit like that. Like having girlfriends and shit since like middle school and all that, and I'm like really just trying to like go all into that shit because even though I grew up with my mom and dad to a certain age and shit, it's like I was still trying to find love from somebody else for some reason. Like I was always like a people pleaser type shit. Like I just always wanted everybody to love me, but whenever I found like a certain girl that I was fucking with or some shit like that, it was more like just give my all to them and not really like expect nothing back type shit. So I was like really like fucking myself over. I don't really condone doing that shit. Don't ever give your heart to nobody that's not ready to give their heart to you. And just certain moments in my life where it's just like spending all kinds of money and shit and doing this and doing that and breaking my back and shit just for somebody else, and for them not to really get that shit in return, that shit really like
it hurts
take a toll. Yeah.
So my thing is, it sounds like your love language is probably acts of service or gifts. Sounds like.
Sure.
So do you ever think that maybe this is gonna be a coaching moment? I'm gonna take it away from the music a little bit. Do you ever think that maybe a lot of the problems that we have up front in relationships is because we don't communicate what we expect from our partners?
It definitely is.
Especially because you're super young. So like that's something that I learned in my mid-20s. So it's like for you to be at like you're not even in the 20s yet. That's kind of hard to expect out of anybody in your age range right now. So you either gonna have to date an older woman or teach a younger woman.
Yeah.
But those are like, do you have those conversations with people now?
I do.
Like tell them up front, like this is what I would like in this relationship.
Yeah, I definitely like break it down to them. Like we not finna be doing this, that, this, and that. Like I'm not with the toxic shit. I'm not with the fighting and fussing and whatever. If it's like some business I gotta go handle, like okay, like you can come with me if you want to. Shit, if I gotta go fucking perform somewhere or some shit like that, and you feel like oh yeah, you finna go be with bitches, da 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 da, just slide with me, so we ain't gotta have that problem. Like I try to avoid all like the bullshit in a relationship.
I just feel a little bit bad for your age range because like it's really tough out here in these streets. Like I see them, and I have younger siblings that are around your age, so I hear about it all the time, and especially for a young man such as yourself, like you are pretty tall, you are good looking. It's very hard to kind of like gauge it because you're also in the music industry, so you're also in the light. It's like you can't afford to have someone who's not mentally together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the success of your business, like those are key. Like even with me, I think picking a partner, I would have to have them understand because I interview a lot of men. I'm talking to a lot of men. I'm going out to events. It looks like I'm clubbing. It looks like I'm partying every weekend. A lot of that is just so I can network. Yeah. To understand that. Like I've recently went on a podcast in the Bay Area. It's called Great Minds Think Alike. Thank you guys for having me. Shameless shout out. Things like that. Like if I have a insecure partner, they'll be more likely to be like, oh, you just be out here with all these dudes and you're not really about your business. But that's how I'm expanding my business. Like a lot of collaborations come from a lot of people that I meet, like, and it could be random. Like, I just met a couple of owners at a party that I went to, and that was my goal, was to
Yeah.
meet the people that I needed to meet.
Yeah.
So, how do you think, not how, but what do you think is the most important thing for you going into, like, if you're not dating, but what would be the most important thing for you in selecting a partner?
Well, shit, I got a partner right now,
Okay.
and the main thing to me is just like trust.
I love that.
That's it. That's all.
And you guys are both young?
Yeah,
Oh, I
both
love
19.
that. Oh, that's so cute. Sorry, shameless romantic. Um, so besides that, I now that we done dabbled into your personal life a little bit,
Yeah.
what do you think has influenced your music the most besides, where you grew up and stuff like that?
A lot of artists that like I really just love listening to growing up and now. Like I love listening to fucking Marvin Gaye.
Mm-hmm.
Then we transition to old hip hop, and then we go to Snoop Dogg and Tupac and fucking Ice Cube and things like that. And then we go from later on, and I'm listening to 50 Cent, and then later on, I'm fucking just listening to all type of R&B artists. I fuck with Usher, like heavy, Tory
I
Lanez,
love
fucking
Tory Lanez.
just every single artist that I listen to, like they make me like who I am type
Mm-hmm.
shit.
I
If
love
that
that.
makes sense.
I guess I could see that in your music a lot. Like
Yeah.
the not little, but the heartfelt part of your music. I can see that.
Yeah.
So do you write your music or do you go off the dome? No.
Starting off, I really used to just like be on some like fucking let me just freestyle,
Mm-hmm.
cause I'm not a like excuse my language, I'm not a dumbass nigga, so I'm really like I could say anything I want to if it's just off my you feel me head, but
Mm-hmm.
I really like to take my time with it just because growing up in school and shit, like I was always like every English class I done had A plus in every one of them motherfuckers, like AP English, all type of shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I was always like let me just write this shit because I know it's gonna sound good if I just take my time with it and really just like sit there and go over it with myself. So writing it has always been like my main thing for a while.
So how is your creative process besides the writing? You like the lights down low, anybody in the studio with you, those kind of things.
I don't really like to bring people to the studio with me unless it's like really like
Somebody close.
yeah, it's like somebody real close type shit, like either my girl or I had brought my mans to the studio with me, and shit, we made a few songs together. But like that's really because like me and him like grew up together type shit. So that's really like my brother, and just what I'm saying, on a regular basis, if I go to the studio, it's really just me. Shout out Steve, that's the engineer type shit, and shit, me and him just go back and forth because we had met October of last year,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since then it was like he gets like my sound and shit like that. Like if I go to anybody else, I already know like they're not really gonna get like what I'm looking for,
Mm-hmm.
and he already know like, oh yeah, if I fuck up on this, he'll instantly tell me like, nah, I think you should do this and do that and do this, whatever, whatever.
So you're part of the process.
Yeah, because if you go to a studio and you paying for the studio and shit like that, most of them engineers and everything like that, like bro, they just there to get paid type shit. Like they not really there to like coach you or even like support you, no shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the people who do like try to make you better in a way, like that's what I appreciate type shit. So just me and him in the studio and I'm going over some shit or whatever. Like yeah, that's really what my main thing is.
I love that. So I do want to bounce around and talk about alter egos because a part of the entertainment industry is sometimes we do have to form an alter ego, and especially with being so public, a lot of people will have their own perspective about who you are just based off of the stuff that you release. But off camera, we're talking about how, sometimes we filter what we post because not everybody needs to know everything about us while we're on social media. And I think that's a big problem is oversharing. Like, not everybody needs to know every problem that you got going on in your life.
At all.
Like, and we've seen what it does when you overshare. Like, people can die from it. Like, you cannot overshare your life like that. Especially when you're doing something where people want to watch you and see your life. So, do you have an alter ego? Do you?
Shit, I mean, I try to really just stay true to myself. I don't really like try to like, I don't know, front for nobody or front for no camera or front for no fucking Instagram or no shit like that. Because when you see me in person, it's really just like I am who I am.
The
Like,
same online, offline.
yeah, like you see me on Instagram, you see me on fucking YouTube, or you even see me in this interview. Like, I'm really just gonna be the same nigga that you see anywhere. So I
It's
don't
all
know.
about
It's
being
not really like
authentic.
I try to like fake anything or like.
Have you met some fake people?
Yeah,
In the industry?
a lot of.
How you handle that?
Bruh, like I said, it's fuck them niggas like forever. Like, it's fuck you, bruh. Like, any nigga who said like they, you feel me, they fuck with me and shit like that, and the whole time it's like you not really showing that energy like you fuck with me. Fuck you, bruh. Like, I don't know. People don't get called out for that shit enough because it's a lot of fake niggas and fuck niggas in this industry and in the world. So a lot of people don't call that shit out. But you really gotta like start pointing niggas out because that's really who running the game right now. We gotta just like take that shit down.
Well, see, I be telling people all the time, like, I had like maybe 5 to 6 people that hit me up on Instagram with apologies for how they treated me. But I don't know if it's sincere because obviously, if you were really sorry, I think it should have been a little more personal. And then why you hit me up in my DMs on a fake page is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then also, like, you see what I'm doing. I'm trying to build something. Is it for that? Or is it because you truly feel apologetic for what happened between us? That it's so hard to tell the difference sometimes these days. Like we were talking about a little bit. When you're doing something and everybody wants a piece of it, it's hard to differentiate sometimes who's real and who's fake.
Yeah.
And it's like no animosity towards those people.
Yeah.
I just don't want to fuck with you.
At all.
Like, respectfully. I don't badmouth people. I'll just be like, all right, you know, it is what it is. And I even had to cut off a few people because I just don't like their vibe. The energy doesn't align with where I'm going. And I think a lot of people need to start getting okay with letting things go.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're pretty secure with letting things go.
Yeah. Like, I don't really try to like do too much beefing and internet beefing or no shit like that because it's like at the end of the day, the main goal is to make my money and go home. Yeah. Like, I'm not finna sit here and argue with nobody. I'm not finna sit here and be like, oh yeah, let me just take this nigga life or have other people life at risk and shit just because this nigga got a problem with me or I got a problem with him.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the main goal, I don't know if it's just like this generation that's really fucked up, but like back then, if any of them niggas was beefing, it was mainly about money to begin with. It wasn't about no like fake ass like Instagram shit or no shit like that. So social media really got people like mine like fucked up, like real shit.
It's the era of addiction to attention, and good or bad, like it really is. And even if we were to try to revert back, I think people are so poisoned that they can't go back.
Yeah,
like to call that much attention. But anyways, okay, let's go on a more happier note. Besides music and basketball, what do you like to do?
I love to work out. I love to go out, have fun, be with my girl. I love to be with my family. I love my mom. Shout out my mom. I love, goddamn, just anything that takes me away from like a reality that I try to escape type shit. Like, I took a trip last month for like a few weeks and shit, and that really like helped me like realize like, damn, life is really like better in other like states and countries and shit like that, to the point where it's like I want to do that for the rest of my life. Like, I would love to be on tour and making money off that shit and doing everything like that, because that's like really what I love to do. So, traveling.
I agree. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. Okay, so I do want to be respectful of your time. I want to ask you one last question.
Yeah.
What kind of future do you hope for the music industry?
I just hope that it's not the main thing that it is right now. I hope it really goes back to being really like authentic at a time and point, because when I blow up, I like to speak in like a affirmation.
Manifest that shit.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
Sir.
When I blow up and everything like that, I want to be around a lot of real, genuine people like myself. I'm not finna sit here and be and like with a bunch of rappers that really just like do shit for viral moments and shit like that. Like, bro, like if you really like enjoy making, like I enjoy making music. I'm not sitting here like one of them niggas who just like, oh shit, I want to make money off it, so fuck it. Like I really like love this shit, so I just want to be surrounded by people who really like genuinely love what they do, whether it's music or not. So for the music industry and the whole entertainment industry as a whole, I just want it to be super like genuine and authentic.
I love that. I feel like you tested me at the beginning then. I feel like that was a trick question. Uh-oh. Okay, so thank you for your time.
Yes, man.
As always, I will link all of his information down below. Please subscribe, follow, and all that extra good stuff. Listen to his music on Apple Music, YouTube, and Spotify.
Yes.
All of those.
All platforms.
So please follow. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Peace.